What's going on, you guys? I wanted to talk to you today about EA rumors, video games, and Star Wars. So the rumor is that EA might not be the sole distributor of video games for Star Wars anymore. Ever since the EA loot box controversy, Disney has been notably displeased with EA, and in the wake of them firing multiple directors whenever they're displeased, people have begun to speculate that this deal could also be in jeopardy. So it's not confirmed yet, but if it were to happen, the likely contenders for new potential digital game rights would be companies like Ubisoft and Activision. And that's particularly interesting. I am of the opinion that if EA was not either they lost licenses altogether or just lost the exclusive license, that would be a very good thing for everybody else. Primarily because of the fact that we all tend to benefit when there are multiple products out there. Look how many Star Wars board games there are, how many Star Wars tabletop games there are. Look how many Star Wars mobile games there are. And with EA being the sole video game producer for console and PC, after several years we've got two games, and it's just Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. I mean, they're effectively the same game, and they're not even that good. I particularly do like the space combat in Battlefront, but even then, it seems like it's only half of a game. I mean, other than the fact that it literally is half of a game, it seems like it's only, half of the quality that it should be. Personally, I have been longing for a game more similar to a game that was in beta before Disney bought Lucasfilm, and it was Attack Squadrons, which was a game that ran in Unity web browsers, and it was basically just like this. It was you could fly, but it had free-for-all matches. You didn't have to do objective-based games. You could just do a straight-up, blow everybody else up. It had team games. You could customize your ship. You could customize your paint job on your ship. You could, and you could buy ships. You could have multiple ships saved up, and it was very, I think it was very much like arcade-style controls, but it allows you to use the mouse and keyboard, so you didn't have to use a joystick. I'm a big mouse and keyboard fan. I'm not a big joystick fan, but it just had a lot of different options, and it was very, very, very fun to play. This one doesn't have as many ships. Like, you've only got 3 ships per faction, and yeah, you do have the hero ships, but good luck trying to get into them because they're always taken. So I just think we need a game that gives you way more ship options and a lot more versatility in space. I would love to see a good quality, solid space shooter come out. Especially, I feel like EA could have done that here. You have moving corvettes. You even have moving capital ships. There is no reason why they couldn't have done a fully fleshed out space combat game. And hopefully, if the licenses do go away, that's something that somebody else will be willing to do. One of the things I would really have on my wish list would be, capital ship control, as well as fully, customizable scenarios. Like, perhaps you just want to say, you know what, I wonder how many B-Wings it would take to take out a Star Destroyer. Load that scenario up, take charge of one of the B-Wings, join a squadron, try and take out an AI Star Destroyer. Oh, and you have a friend that wants to play? Okay, host a private game. Now your friend gets to control the Star Destroyer. Oh, you have a guild? Okay, well, I'll take, my 12 people with your 12 people. All your 12 people man the guns on the Star Destroyer, and my 12 people will each take, maybe 10 people take a B-Wing, and then 2 people take a 2-man, freighter or something like that, like a YT-1300. Have 3 people on a YT-1300. Let there be gunners in space. Not everybody has to be a pilot. Have multiple kinds of ships. These are all things that I would love to see out of a newer game that I think could potentially be done. I would love to see that. I am a big fan of the idea of Activision being the potential somebody who gets their stuff, because of the fact that, well, doesn't Activision also have a partnership with Blizzard? Don't they own Blizzard? Isn't it Blizzard Activision? I am a huge fan of just about every Blizzard game, with the exception of WoW. I don't really play WoW, but I don't have anything against it. I used to play EverQuest 2 heavily back in the day, so I kind of picked my poison. But they just do so many patches for all of their games, and one of the best things, if somebody like Blizzard were to make a Star Wars game or to gain the Star Wars license from potentially multiple Star Wars games, that I would hope is that they treat it with the same model they treat a lot of their other games, and that you buy a full game. And there you don't have to worry about loot boxes. I don't have a problem if it's fluff in loot boxes. That's not a big deal for me. But that you buy a game and you get the full game experience. And then they release patches consistently. And in those patches, there is new content. And the only time you have to buy something else is when it's a fully flushed out expansion. And that's only usually once per entire game. You know, look at Diablo 2, Diablo 3, each of them has only had one full-blown expansion, although you could argue that Diablo 3 did have a second expansion. They had a Necromancer pack, and it was just one extra character, but short of a full-blown expansion, it's not even required to play. But big fan of Blizzard stuff, so if Blizzard were to get the options to make a Star Wars game, I would be blown away just with the type of stuff that they're able to do. I think that would be great for everybody. And also just more, I don't think we should fall into the same mistake of giving a single publisher exclusive rights to all Star Wars games, because that's just such a binding and final kind of thing. Why not open it up to 2 or 3? Let there be competition. Competition's good for the market. Competition's good for all of us. Maybe there's going to be some games that are a little bit more simple graphics. Maybe some MOBA type games. Maybe some first-person shooters that are strictly first-person shooters. Maybe some team-based games. Maybe some strategy games. Maybe some games based in the Legends universe that aren't beholden to canon, so you can get all your favorite Legends stuff. There's no reason why a game couldn't potentially be in the Legends universe. I know that wouldn't be the Lucasfilm's primary goal with what they want to promote, but if you've got 5 different developers all making games, you can afford to have one that's not promoting the newest movie when the other 4 are. So then what's wrong with that? And especially if it's going to appease the fans and maybe even open the door to see, well, let's see what's most popular in this Heir to the Empire trilogy themed game. Oh, Mara Jade is really popular. Well, maybe we should put her in the next movie. It could be a great, just a sounding section for potential additional Star Wars content. So that's what I think. I'm really excited about it. I would love to hear what you guys think. There is another round of the giveaway going on right now. The only thing you need to do to enter to win an expansion of your choice in the form of a $20 Cool Stuff gift card is to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. So I'm curious, what do you think? Would you rather there be something, where it gets split between Ubisoft and Activision, or maybe EA retains some of the rights? Are you a big fan of Battlefront 2? What is your general experience? I actually want to tell you guys a story about EA and Battlefront 2. So I originally, when this game came out, I was very, very much hyped for Battlefront 2, and I don't think it's a terrible game. It's actually a decent game, but I just want more than just a decent game for Star Wars, because I think Star Wars deserves it. But when it first came out, I was defending the loot box thing because I still don't think it was as big a deal as it was made out to be, but I understand that it represented a huge problem, even though, a casual player could potentially get almost the same thing as somebody who bought a whole bunch of stuff in a relatively short time, at least for one character. But regardless of that, I was kind of defending it, and now I kind of feel like I should do a U-turn on that, or a K-turn. Because my son plays Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, and it's another EA game. And for the longest time, he wanted to spend all of his allowance on this game because they have loot boxes in there. Now, Plants vs. Zombies is far more geared directly towards kids. And there's these things where if you buy all these coins, if you buy at least $45 worth of coins, you're going to get this bonus thing, but it's limited time only. If you don't buy it now, you can never get it again. First off, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is a game we had to purchase. So it was a game we already purchased. And now there's the exclusive stuff that can only be gained through purchasing an incredibly large sum of coins. I'm sorry, $45 for a one-time purchase is a lot for a game especially that you've already had to purchase, a game that's not even free to play, and a game that's targeting children directly to go grab mommy and daddy's credit card. So I have basically made a ruling, and as much as I would like to encourage my children to save their money and spend it however they want and learn from the consequences, I'm not foolish enough to just let them spend all of their allowance on EA games. So I've made a ruling: no more EA games for them, no more EA purchases. and of course watch EA come out with like my dream game next year. I doubt that very much, but yes, well, my ruling's only for the kids, not for me, so I can break my own rules. But yes, so EA is very much kind of dug themselves a big hole here, and I feel like that's going to bite them in the butt. But I would like to hear what you guys think. Do you still have any love left for EA, or are you completely done with them? Do you think Battlefront 2 was a missed opportunity? Could it have been better? I don't know why they don't give you the opportunity to control the capital ships, give you a wide open space, and just let people fly around and kind of have open battles. I think something like that would be, purely crowd pleasing. I don't see how you could possibly go wrong with something like that. It'd be amazing. But maybe that's the problem, is that's exactly what people would want, and then you'd have a hard time topping it. And I don't think you really would, though. I don't think you'd have a hard time topping it at all. But that's just me. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell for alerts. You don't want to miss when we have any new content. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.